All right, so this is going to be Monstrousitous, man, episode 12 with Wyatt Montgomery. He's a client that we just going to onboard tonight. He's getting ready for PGF 6, which is a big jiu-jitsu type tournament. I'm going to let him talk about that a little bit. But excited to have him as a client. He's the real freaking deal, brown belt competitor. Just excited to have him. So I'm going to welcome him on right now. What's up, brother?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Going well. So I went ahead and dubbed this a podcast as well. This is Monstrousitous Minute, episode 12, with you, sir. So happy to have you, man.
Nice.
Tell me about yourself, though, dude, because we chatted a little bit through text, but just tell me about yourself.
Yeah, man. So I'm a brown belt. I own my own school, Force JiuJitsu, here in Douglas, Georgia. I'm a former collegiate wrestler, a father of two. I'm a husband. Yeah, man. I created my gym to give people an avenue to kind of achieve their own goals and find their own purpose, as well as with trying to achieve my own goals of wanting to become a world champion. So
I think it's awesome. How's wrestling helped you?
Oh, tremendously. I would definitely wouldn't be who I am without the wrestling, on the mats and off the mats, it's definitely been a huge aspect of my life,
Yeah. So at what age did you start wrestling?
Seventh grade year.
7th grade. Okay. So we have a mutual friend, Johnny, and his timeline is about the same, as to when he started, getting into wrestling and where that kind of took him from there. So I think it's really interesting. I've been in and out of jiu-jitsu gyms over the years, and I noticed that the wrestlers are the ones I hate the most because you guys just have a second, third, fourth, fifth level that most people just don't understand, but it's bred into you. I think it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, cool. So tell me about this PGF 6. I've looked it up. It looks like it's freaking awson. So just tell me a little bit about it.
So it's gonna be the season 6 of it. It's gonna be the biggest season yet. The 4 coaches. Let me see if I name them off the top of my head. So it's Eddie Bravo, Jeff Glover, Andre Gaval, and I can't remember who the other one was. But those are the 4 coaches. So pretty much what you do is what I'm going to be competing in March the 1st is the qualifier. I either have to win the qualifier or really show out and show that I belong on the show. Come April 21st, that's when they start the show. So we get there on Sunday. On that Sunday, we would do a combine. It's kind of like similar to the NFL combine and such. They test your strength, your attributes, your technique, and etc. That night, they draft you into teams. The team captains get to pick who they want on their teams and things of that nature. On Monday, you start your matches. So you get 4 matches in a day. Depending on how you win your matches, you rack up points. So blood, it's like 5 points. Breaks are like 4 points, and if you end up submitting somebody underneath the minute, you get like 7 points. So it's 4 matches a day all the way up to Friday. That Saturday, the top 8 guys with the most points get into a 8-man EBI tournament, and the winner takes home $100K.
Wow. Have they talked about what combine type things they're looking at?
So they test. I'm relating this back off last season. They did grip strength, medicine ball throw. They have this personalized. I don't know what you would call it, but it's like a robot to where you can put it into whatever type of blood choke, and it tests like how hard you squeeze on it and things of that nature. So it's pretty legit. It's pretty technical. Things of that nature. So. I think they do push-ups. I'm not too certain.
I'll check that out, man. I'll look around on YouTube and see what I can find. Because obviously, that's the first test. Is just get in the door and wow them a little bit. I've seen some videos of you lifting. You're a strong cat, man.
Appreciate it.
But it's like the real key is like getting through. I guess it would be 20 matches, right, over the course of the week.
Yep.
And just making sure that you're fresh and all that, and put some recovery stuff in place. So that's something that's easy to do. Do you have any kind of injury history over the years?
So I've been dealing with. I have dealt with a bulging disc in my L3. That has gave me problems because I was deadlifting so heavy. without good form, and it kind of blew the disc in my back. But here recently, since I've been doing a lot more of calisthenics involving that particular type of movement, I don't feel it as much. Now it's just like sometimes I get out of bed sore and things of that nature, but now it hasn't been to a point to where it's limited me to do pretty much anything. The only thing that I'm kind of dealing with now is like inflammation in my right knee from me tearing my LCL twice. Then when I was playing butterfly guard, I had somebody do like a cartwheel pass over me, and their hip hit me in the forehead, and it jarred the left side of my neck here. And ever so often, I get numbness in my left arm, but like especially when I'm pressing over my head, it kind of awkward just a little bit. I definitely feel that there's some misalignment there, but other than that, I'm good.
Do you have any kind of chiropractor you trust?
Well, I went to this one dude, but it wasn't really doing much for me. Not him in particular, anyway. So.
Yeah, I got you. Because for some people that can be a miracle, and some other people, just doesn't really do much. I'll keep on the medical part though. Do you have any kind of things, medications or whatever that affect like blood pressure, your heart rate, max heart rate, nothing like that? Okay,
no, sir.
I just want to make sure I got that straight. What's your current split like? What's a week look like for you?
So strength and conditioning.
Yeah, this even in and out of the gym as well. What do you do in terms of like sparring days?
Okay, yeah. So Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday is typically my high intensity days, while Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is my low intensity days. On my low intensity days, I always train twice a day. So I have I game plan it as well as long when I'm teaching. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday they all kind of look the same. I'll 11 a.m. I have lunch class, and then I'll stay and do my skills and drills. Drill, learning, playing with technique and things of that nature, and the same thing kind of at night. But those nights are more geared to kind of like more situational stuff, more positional stuff. And then on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays in the mornings, I'm lifting. And then in the afternoon, those are my hard rounds. So the lifting is Tuesday, I'll do max effort lower, and then dynamic effort upper with conditioning at the end. And then I vice versa that on Thursdays. And Saturdays is more like hypertrophy, when I'm getting a lot of blood into the muscles and things of that nature, a lot more reps and things of that nature. So
cool. I like it. When you talk about conditioning, what do you mean by conditioning?
So I started off doing 10 seconds on, 30 seconds off for about 6 intervals. Now I'm doing 15 seconds on, 45 seconds off, and I've been doing that for a couple of weeks now.
Okay, and we are just inside my head. We're about 2 weeks out from leaving. From leaving. Okay, for Vegas. Okay. Because the idea is to kind of peak you out on the conditioning side, just to make sure we're ready to go. Like I love that you're doing. It feeds into what I'm going to talk about later. Anyway, you're already doing alactic capacity work, which is awesome. That's where that second level of intensity can really come at, and it can surprise people. So that's awesome. What kind of equipment do you train with? You at a commercial gym, or you at your place?
Yep, Anytime Fitness.
Okay, super good. All right. Are there any specific rules for this, like round types or time limits or anything like that?
Yeah, so it's this particular one is going to be a tournament style. You get there and they pair you up, tournament style. Last one in wins. So it's 6 minutes. Absolutely no freaking stalling. Like they want you to push the action as hard as you possibly can.
Yep.
And so it's a go getter.
Cool. Mind if I just tell you how I kind of do things? And
absolutely,
I've done them over the year. So I run a block type system. So a typical block system, it will attack certain things where we see we need to work on. Okay, say you came in and your aerobic conditioning isn't great. So we're going to spend quite a bit of time on that. But there's compatible qualities. There's things that work well with other things. Like aerobic conditioning works really well with maximal strength. You can build those two and scale them up. But if you were to throw something like, aerobic conditioning with lactic work, that's going to kill you because, the mitochondria get destroyed under the lactic work. So what the block method does is you pair compatible qualities, You maintain the things that you're trying to maintain, but you build everything else up and you scale it up. So typical block might run 4 to 6 weeks and transition into something different. Like for the time kind of period that we're in right now, really it's just to hold and make sure that you're fresh and come in there. Because it's not, you're not going to gain, 10 more pounds of grip strength over the next 7 to 10 days. But after this period, absolutely, man, the sky's the limit. And we're going to do some testing protocols and kind of see where you're kind of weaker at and just build up from there. And the testing that we do is very basic. It's all body weight type things. You're going to measure like a broad jump. We're going to measure, it's like a 12-minute run time, push-ups, pull-ups. But it gives me, because I've got enough numbers over the years where I kind of know where people fit in. We start off on that block, we scale up, we see how you do, and we keep going. But in terms of like how you actually build a person, how you take your guy that's you're at a pretty damn high level, having been a wrestler, you're a brown belt, you're incredibly proficient at what you do. So this is kind of the fun part is we get to really kind of turn you into a monster. So like we'll go through phases where there's mostly aerobic work, and there's phases where, like I say, it's elactic work. That's like your short-term burst type of things. Like it's 6 to 12 seconds of work, which sounds like what you're doing. You'll go through periods where we build power of the system, and you'll go through periods where we talk about capacity of the system. Capacity is where you scale down rest periods. Power is when you build rest periods. I kind of put the analogy of this as it's like the orgasm. A man, it's one shot and you're done, so it better be glorious. But for a woman, she can go all day long. So it's, there's the ability to keep repeating and repeating. So our goal is to maximize the power of the system by training capacity over time. And that really builds things up. It's really super cool. We will not probably touch a lactic block at all. Unless you get to a point where it's your 10-minute rounds. And like you say, the pressure, it really builds on you. But it's one of those things where it can break you down just as much as it could build you up. It's that extra 1%, and you kind of take that gamble. Is that extra 1% really worth it? If you can train at a higher level with your guys in the gym and bring in other guys and really hone your craft, or is it worth that extra 1% of performance? It's one of those kind of things. It's kind of a toss of the coin. It's always the client's decision. But we'll go through different blocks. We'll cycle through them. Like I say, we're gonna build a monster. And that's the fun part. But I talked fast. But what questions do you have for me? And I'll get some things put together for you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, so it's a high day for you. You say I'll put together a introductory workout on that turnkey coach. Not expecting world-breaking things, but go in there and put up something. See what you can do, but just stay safe, that kind of thing.
Yep. And
I'll go off the split that you have currently, and maybe just toss in a little bit more body weight stuff to make sure we're good to go. Because I'm a proponent of doing body weight work. It's something where it's not going to break you down a lot. You could do a ton of reps. It helps you recover better. But all in all, man, I'm excited for this opportunity. It's going to be awesome. You get to hear you're a high level dude, man. It's cool to really see what kind of things we can do.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so excited. So excited. Yeah. Talking about it with my wife. I'm game.
That's great, man. When you take off for Vegas again? What day?
Next Friday.
Next Friday. Okay. Awesome. So we'll have a solid week of training we can put in. And again, I'll look at some of those testing things that they're going to do, and we'll monkey around with some things. Like there's always like towel work that you can do, work on grip that way. And put it up on some weights even. There's some fun stuff we can do, but I'm interested in what the med ball throw is. Because I don't know if it's like a seated one. I don't know if it's standing and jumping, but we'll figure that out. And dude, we're going to get this thing rocking and rolling and see how we go.
Oh, yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate your time tonight, man, because you probably need some sleep just like I do. I got 4 kids running around here, and my 4-year-old is always yelling at me about this time of night. Come lay with me, man. So I don't know if you deal with the same stuff too, but it's very cool, man. I'll have something ready for you tomorrow morning, though. Okay.
Cool. Sounds good.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.